Omraz account, right? Okay, is not attached to the person in the picture. Somebody took those two pictures and took the Twitter account of the person that put Omraz and then added that picture to it.
We get it, but that's not the point of contention. The point of contention is that it's really weird. Because I remember when that, I don't know if it's still up, but I remember when it was up, somebody said that. Somebody actually posted that on Twitter the day before. And once again, it could be coincidence, but it was very odd that that happened.
That apparently saying that they want to kill Charlie Kirk.
Well, I mean, there was also some book published back in February, I think, that was talking about Antifa having like a activist.
No, I said Trans-Tifa.
Trans-Tifa?
Yeah, that's the new nickname for these trannies on the campus.
Yeah,
they're called Trans-Tifa because they all.
I mean, a lot of them are homosexuals and kitty diddlers. So
yeah,
it's long been known about Antifa. It's like the one way, when you're such a degenerate, what's the one way you can feel special and like you're serving a cause and you're fighting the good fight? So join a group of degenerates and I don't know, do something.
Well, Pepe, I got like a really good saying. It says that not all homosexuals are pedophiles, but all pedophiles are homosexuals. I like that one. I came up with it.
Not really. There's like a dude on this app that was like caught in 4K. He like touched a little girl. So.
I'm saying the same. I'm trying to coin it.
I know, but I'm saying the same. I mean, there's like little girls that get touched by weird dudes too, though, which doesn't make sense.
Well, no, that's all I'm saying.
This is a gross topic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not all pedophiles are homosexuals, but all homosexuals are pedophiles.
That doesn't make sense. No, I don't agree with that. Anyways, I know this room title was not going to. So everybody wants to see me do violent things and call everybody, the N-word and all of that stuff. That's what I'm known for.
I got to give you props on the JV room for getting mod.
Yeah, we got a mod in there. Then Holly ended up, saying like, who did that? Like, who is that bitch? Like, excuse me? You were always like kissing ass in this room and shit. And like now all of a sudden you're just like, oh my God. Like, does that woman even have a fucking mind of her own? Like, I'm so disappointed in her. Like, I see Sig I have a burner. That's not following anybody. So you're never going to find it. And, I will go in there and I will listen on anonymous mode. And, I can see Sig. Sometimes he's in there. Sometimes he's modded up. Abby. All of these people. See, I'm not like Jay. I don't say, how dare you win Jay's room? You fucking traitor. Oh, you fucking faggot. Oh, you suck so much. Like, I don't do that.
Yeah,
but, like, she's one of those people that got bullied into, like, oh, I guess you're right. Pepe is a horrible person. And it's just like, dude, he's...
for the most part, I've left this app. For the most part, I've left this app for for a long time, and I come back, and it's just like the same toxic bullshit.
No, it is.
You know what I mean?
No, it is very toxic.
I go into a room and I get kicked out, and I'm like, why the fuck did I get kicked out? Who was in there that I knew? I pissed off like 2 years ago that all of a sudden sees me in a room and now has to like kick me out of the room. You know what I mean? It's stupid shit like that. Like, what the fuck? I mean, I don't have as much of an issue on Discord as I have on here. That shit.
Yeah, I mean, on here, I will just be like, you filthy nigger faggot. Why did you throw me out of that room? Okay, let's talk about your PTR, you ugly bitch. Like, I go straight to hell. Fuck these people. People say, oh my God, you say horrible shit. No, I actually am like, I'm actually... Holy shit, when you see black people, okay, Goats is a good example. Goats again. Okay, he'll be in a room, and he's smarter, he's probably smarter than me and all that shit, but, he's also a university professor, so, it is what it is. But he'll be like, oh, I hear you talking. No, so it's more nigger babble. Mm-hmm, nigger babble. Okay. Okay, brother, go on with your nigger babble. And I'm just like, like I can't imagine like me saying that shit, even though it's exactly what I'm thinking. It's just like I watch how they talk to each other because like white people, we just say what we want to each other, but we have to like, oh shit, they're black. We have to be sensitive. But then, but yeah, black people don't have to hold off on us. Like we have to,
walk on eggshells.
Yeah, and it's just like, okay, then like, why should we even debate you guys? You guys are just assholes. And certain stuff is off limits. But yeah, it's kind of funny. But yeah, Goats again, he is funny. He's a I think he's more of a classic liberal, but I don't know.
Did you hear how much of a narcissistic piece of shit fucking Adams was? Every time he come off mic, he would bring the conversation back to him and having to call the FBI because somebody threatened him allegedly.
Yeah, well, I don't even want to get into it about Adams. I mean, him and I were cool for years, and so were most of the people in my circles on here. So I don't. He did say something tonight, like I'm part of the problem. And he was talking about like violence, and I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah, he was
like, I actually say how it's like this violent. I've said nothing but bad shit about. Like I talk about violent crime and violence in general, saying how it's bad. But I don't sit here and talk about like, oh yeah, you guys, you know what? You just go ahead and find you one of them black men, and what just rope them up, or something stupid like that. Like I don't do that shit. That's like the easiest way to end up on a watch list too. By the way, like advocating for violence.
Yo, did you see Fuentes? It was the only time I've ever fucking agreed with him actually coming out and publicly denouncing all the.
Yeah, he's scared. He's just being a bitch.
I know. I gotta give him props though. He could have went the other way, which is what I was expecting.
I mean, I think he's matured. Yeah, he's just kind of scared.
Destiny sucked him off in the maturity.
No, that's like in such a big open secret. It's like we've known about this for years. Like Nick Fuentes is a homosexual. I don't say this because I disagree with them. I don't say any of that. He's actually somebody I was proud of like 6-7 years ago. I remember seeing like this kid and his followers. I'm like, holy shit, like I have faith in like the younger generation. Even though I don't agree with all of his shit. But dude, this guy's never had a fucking girlfriend. It's known that he's, there's a couple of other known to be with any woman, like at all. But there's definitely the men. There's the porn you've looked at. And why are so many priests gay?
Oh, I think I can answer that. I think that one of the conspiracies is that the Roman Catholic Church takes all the women who have like extreme sexual proclivities and stuff like that, or nymphomaniacs and can't control their sexual urges and stuff like that, and also homosexual men. And I think they force them into, or try to coach them into becoming priests and nuns. That way they're celibate. The way they don't.
Well, yeah, if you're like a gay person, what is a respectable?
It's a good ideal, but
no, it's not. It's not that. It's not that. It's just that you have to think about it like throughout history. If you're a gay man, especially like 3 centuries ago, like what is a respectable thing you could do if vagina is ooey and gross? You become a priest.
Oh, great word.
Well, I think the problem is the celibacy, the pledge of celibacy. And then you take a bunch of grown ass men, and we know men are fucking horny anyways. You make them take an oath of celibacy, and then you stick them in a locked fucking castle with a bunch of young boys. Like, what the fuck do you think?
Or a bunch of horny women, and it's kind of a big like conspiracy that nuns, I guess, like have like a high.
I've never heard that about nuns.
You should look it up.
And women, the thing, I have wondered, like, how many nuns, I will say this, it could be because, like, Catholics are very, they shun materialism, they are, if you were to look at, like, who's somebody that's, like, heavily revered, it's like Mother Teresa, she's somebody who gave up all comforts to help the poor, and so, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, going to Catholic school, Most of the nuns look like Butch Dykes, literally. Now, could it be that they were actual Butch Dykes? Possibly. But I don't know. Like, I can't prove that, really.
So where did you?
Or maybe they were like so unmaterialistic and just so for serving God that they didn't care about trying to appear good looking.
Also, where did you get the 6?
Graduated from his BLS program. The Black Leadership Summit program.
Should replace him.
Yes, it's not even really going to be a replacement, but be the person moving, turning point forward to the extent that the whole argument, like everything I hear about, Charlie is he was racist, he was like, he was this, he was like, I'm like, yo, what the fuck are y'all talking about, bro? Like, did y'all even watch or listen?
Well, no, and I agree. Here's one of the weirdest things is even like before I kind of went down my, and I'm not going to say that the summer of brotherly love or summer of love, whatever the fuck you called it, where black people were tripping out all over the country, and that kind of like radicalized me, not because of rhetoric, but I'm just like, oh, you fucking animals, naughty. That made, and then I had to hear their sassy rhetoric, and I was just like, oh, wow, you guys are just, that was what radicalized me. And then, but there was always like the moderate and the conservative black people that I always was a fan of. Like I've spoken with Officer Tatum before, like Charlie Kirk. He lives here in Phoenix. He's like, to me, just like a very reasonable, everyday guy. I mean, I find him very hard to disagree with. But even like moderates, like what is it, like Chris McWhorter?
In truth, it is very difficult. It is difficult to disagree with him when you're listening to what he's saying, not taking little tidbits that might make you feel uncomfortable because he's holding you accountable. Like in everything that I've heard him say about black people, so to speak. And look, I'm African, so most of black people want to delineate from first generation immigrants, so to speak, but. I'm an American born East Africa. Let's just put it that way. My ancestry is from East Africa, but I was born in America, and I appreciate what America is. You know what I'm saying? These people that don't understand where you live, like it's like do you know where you live? There is nowhere else on earth that, especially if you want to bring up the black, you want to live in your skin. Okay, you're black. Pack up your bags and go anywhere else on planet Earth and make something of yourself. Go ahead.
I do think that would be.
And he used to do that.
I think that would be like a radicalization or de-radicalization program. Is you take all the blacks that like to bitch about the United States, and you say, okay, Uganda, you go.
Go somewhere else.
Here you go, Zimbabwe. And they'd be like, what do you mean, motherfucker? I ain't got no motherfucking Section 8. Where's my goddamn food stamp, motherfucker? And they would be like, fuck this shit. I'm going back to your money. You motherfuckers are evil.
Hey, yo, check this. I'm speaking. I'm speaking from one of those. I come from a more affluent side of being from Africa. You know what I'm saying? And I've been back home and I've observed and I've seen, especially after coming to America. I came to America. I was born in America, went back to East Africa, grew up there, came to America as a teenager, and then went back to Africa as an adult. And I was like, holy fuck. That shit started to make sense. Because I come from a well-off family. Not too many people come from a well-off family. You know what I'm saying? But what's the funny thing that happens is it's not even just black people. Black people, Latinos, Asians, Europeans, everybody wants to come to America. Everybody. Because there's something about America where you can make something of yourself that you cannot do elsewhere on planet Earth. There is, and that's why I'm saying, like, hey, you think, black, blah, 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 America, this, America, okay, pack up your bags and go somewhere else where you can do what you could have done here in America that you didn't do. And because of white supremacy, White supremacy stopped you in 2025, right? In 2020, let's fucking hell. Let's go back to 2010. In 2010, right? White supremacy was stopping you from doing what you can do to make something better of yourself, but you can go and do that somewhere else on planet Earth. Ain't no fucking way, bro. And I've been to Europe. You know, like I'm well traveled. Let's just put it that way. I'm very well traveled. I've been to a number of other countries on the planet, including the Middle East. All these motherfuckers that say they can go to the UAE and Dubai. Good luck.
Only if you have money.
Pack up your shit and go there. What would you say?
I said only if you have money.
Only if you have money. The only place you can go on planet Earth without money. You can go there with your last fucking dime and still be able to make something of yourself, one way or another, is America. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of people don't realize this when it comes to the United States.
They don't know because they don't travel. They don't travel.
This is not from traveling, but if you look at the economic mobility, for example, even in the country that spawned ours, which were the UK, the economic mobility there has always been horrible. You've always had a two-tier health system, two-tier school system. The chance of you remaining like lower class or working class and being able to move your way up, it is so much different in the United States.
Have you been to UK?
We're a place that no, I haven't. But hold on a second.
But UK is
hold on a second. But like it is a lot easier to move yourself up into a different economic class here in the United States. Like that is something that everybody. And part of the reason why we're so successful is because we do make it easier for very intelligent people, because not everybody. I'm not going to be the next Mark Zuckerberg because I'm not as smart as him, or whatever, or sleazy as him. A combination of both. But he, if you are a very promising person, you can definitely come here, and that's why entrepreneurs come here from all over the world, because it's a lot easier to make. To blow up here in the United States as opposed to the rest of the world.
So, Lord, I have a question about Charlie Kirk for you. I just have a quick question. Do you agree with Charlie Kirk's statements that Islam is demonic and evil and false, and that Muhammad was a pedophile?
That Islam is what?
Demonic and false, and that Muhammad was a pedophile.
I wouldn't, phrase it the way that you did.
This is so unrelated. Who cares? I don't know.
Just asking. I didn't know.
You can bash Muslims all you want, but like we're not even talking. I don't. It's like
he had a surah in his.
It's like if we're talking about economics and just like, hey, do you think it's okay to call black people the N-word? Do you mind if I say the N-word?
If Charlie Kirk said that, I would ask black people.
Page 4.
Like to your question, look, like, and I think you said that because you looked at my profile, and if we read that Surah 282, it's about contracts. So there are particular principles, from the Quran that are viable and that make sense to the extent that it's still tied into the Christian or the Judeo-Christian traditions. But at the end of the day, Islam is very militant. Islam is a militant religion that, and like I said, I'm from East Africa, right?
I was just getting clarification. Are you a Christian or a Christian?
Hold on, I'll give you clarification. So before the transatlantic slave trade, there was the Indian Ocean slave trade. And they used to come to that portion of East Africa where I'm from, that coastline. And they used to take people that looked like me and force them to either convert into Islam. If they didn't, they would get castrated and then be sold into some type of slavery. They would castrate you. You get your dick chopped off. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like hey, look, what he said, it was, I'd be more careful when it comes to expressing my disparities with particular religions, because once you start attacking people's religion, you're going into how they govern the spirituality, and you have to be prepared to explain and prove and show them what it is that they're doing wrong relating to the spirituality. Christianity was used to enslave black people, so to speak, but not today. You cannot use Christianity today to enslave black people.
We were the first to also outlaw it, and I would say this: a lot of people will say, a lot of black people like to say chattel slavery was the worst form of fucking slavery. It was so horrible. No, if you look at the North African slave trade, where it didn't matter if you were black or European, there were actually more people from Europe taken as slaves.
Yes.
By North Africans that ended up making it to the United States.
Chopping your dicks off.
Yes, they chopped. If you're a male, they chopped your dicks off.
If you're a female, they cutting off your clit and sewing it up. That shit was fucking ridiculous, bro.
No, that's true. And then what they would also do is they would. So what they did, especially I'm sure they did it to blacks, but Europeans in particular, they would chain you in the galleys of a ship. So you had to shit, eat, and row like where you were sitting. And once you were too sick or weak to continue rowing, they just threw you overboard and you drowned. Like that was, it's just like, oh yeah, that's, but chattel slavery is so much fucking worse. And it's not that I'm trying to like make light of chattel slavery. It's just like their rhetoric makes it so that you have to have this extreme empathy for them. And if you disagree at all, it's just like, no, it's bullshit.
Exactly. It's like, oh, this just happened to you. You're the only one that has experienced, this type of atrocity, relating to, colonial powers or imperial powers that are going around colonizing and trying to take over people's shit. You're not the fucking only ones. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, even for me, like, part of my disparity, especially, on the Black American side, is that they try to negate the fact that, yo, bro, I look like you. I'm in America in 2025, so it doesn't fucking matter my heritage. Like, and nobody tell me the fuck. And especially because I have locks. I have locks right now. You know what I'm saying? So I look just like any other nigga. I'm just any other nigga over here until I start speaking, until we have a conversation, and then you'll start being able to know, oh shit, you're not actually a nigga. You're from here. You're from away. You know what I'm saying? And this shit is the dumbest shit ever to the extent again. And this is the thing. Like I was saying, like even going back to the title, who is going to replace Charlie? And like I was saying, I think it should be someone that was in his BLS program, right? His Black Leadership Summit program. That's who it should be, so that it can. Wait. For me, mine is a concession, relating to a concession, right? Because all these motherfuckers, bro, they can't even listen to what the man was saying. He was pro-family and pro-constitution. He was a pro-family constitutionalist. And these motherfuckers don't understand.
And that's one of the things that I think that you missed. I mean, that you just said that people do not understand. As somebody who's been around the far right for fucking years, what the far right will always say is take your fucking constitution, shove it up your fucking ass. Your constitution is what has led for your country to be the way it is. And especially a lot of them end up taking a fascist bend where it's just like freedom of speech. Like, what? So you can say to let the enemy speak? No, absolutely not. These are not people that are tolerant. And so I just find it really funny.
They're not even people that are educated to the extent that people that speak against the Constitution, have you read it? Have you read the Constitution? You know what I'm saying?
There's some. There are some. No. Hold on. No. Trust me when I say this. There are smart fascists, and even like, if you were to go to like the most extreme end of the far right, which I've spoken with a few of them, they're probably in prison now. But like neo-Nazi accelerationists, which they have a very bizarre formula for how they want to achieve their utopia, and that is basically. Before I describe their what their formula is, what they seek, or I should say, some of their let's just look at their qualifications. Like William A. Pierce, he's a doctor. He was a physicist, a very intelligent man. Nobody would call him a dumbass. I believe he wrote the Turner Diaries, and it kind of serves as like it serves as a fiction novel on how to achieve accelerationism, at least if you're a neo-Nazi, there's other forms of accelerationism. Even there's libertarian, accelerationism. I wouldn't call them actual libertarians, but they are, the fuck do you call those people? They were really big, is what the Boogaloo Boys were. Oh, anarcho-capitalists. But so basically, what they advocate for is for terrorist attacks. And so their whole idea is that you go into like, I don't know, a supermarket, wherever there's people of color, and you just start, mow them down, kill them, stack up a body count. You just do this kind of shit. And then eventually, what they think will end up happening is that, well, it'll create a stronger and stronger backlash against white people. And then they'll want to try to strip white people of their guns, and then white people will be kind of forced to resist and say, like, well, no, I'm not giving up my fucking guns, so go fuck yourself. Do you guys see how violent it is? Because at that point, they think that, well, like, black people, brown people, whatever people are going to be retaliated. Basically, be on the offensive. Hold on a second. But they're going to be on the offensive at that point. And then basically it forces like a racial / holy war. And so like one of the acronyms,
159.
It's what is it? Rohava. It says like racial holy war now. It's one of the, like the less known acronyms that I don't know. I've never heard anybody talk about it on here on Clubhouse.
Yeah, 150 now.
Challenging week on many fronts, and so what I can say is honestly, I think that to the topic, I don't think anybody will, and I think that it's going to be the Republican constituency holding firm. There was a post that was made that says there were no cities burned down, there was no super aggressive things that happened the past 4 days, and that's basically is if this happened to a Democrat, I mean, if the cities would have burned down, I absolutely agree with that 100%. That's unquestionable logic. And so I think that God-fearing people just need to let ones that aren't just kind of, sizzle and fizzle out. And it did, and that'll be that. So
exactly. Do you think that one of the disappointing things about white people and conservatives, actually, let me rephrase, conservative white people is that they're very law-abiding. They tend to be a little too, I don't know, like they're very high levels of conscientiousness. Now, you can look at this, like do you really believe this? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. The Psycho-Lot, shut the fuck up. All right. Like, dude,
January.
Dude, I let you on. That's not me muting you, by the way, but if we're not, like, dude. Okay, articulate.
What are we doing?
I'll entertain you if you literally don't disrupt like you usually do. If that's your plan for the evening, I'm just gonna move you to the audience.
See, let me tell you something. What if this was like the Republican George Floyd test? And the Republicans passed it, right? Because they didn't burn down shit.
Heard that his children were there, and I saw like, this is where I think there's a difference. Is that if I saw right wingers like laughing about it, like I would actually, there's a good chance I would challenge them to a fight. Like, you think that's funny? All right, well, I don't think you're shit, chump. Like, do you want to see something funny? I'll beat your ass. That is where I would go, because I would find it so repulsive.
You made fun of dead people.
And I'm far more willing to want to discipline people on my side. I guess because they're close to me, and it's like, yeah, that's where I want to gatekeep.
Because they have integrity for the most part.
Beaver.
Okay, doctor, if you're just, you're going to the fucking audience. He's like, dude, I know you do this on every stage, but you're not funny. You can be like, you can be entertaining when you center yourself sometimes, but you're just being obnoxious right now. Like, holy shit. But no, I absolutely.
It's a spiritual war, dude. It's a spiritual war, and you can see on who's on what side. The thing is, it's a spiritual war also in terms of a geopolitical thing. And Israel did take that guy out. Israel took him out.
No, they didn't.
Of course they did.
No, they did. Yeah, this is so retarded.
That's plain as day. But he can still be on the Republican side.
That is the most hair-brained bullshit I've ever heard.
Both are true. He was conservative. He had conservative values, so he had all these liberals triggered. And
I understand that he was starting to ask questions about Israel, which a lot of us have had. I'm somebody who's... Hold on, shut up. I'm a Zionist, okay?
How about private jet?
Shut the fuck up and let me finish my... Okay, you stupid faggot. Like, shut up. Like, I support Israel as a state. Them existing, defending themselves, all of that. Do I think that they are far too willing to co-opt, different political movements to insert their pro-Israeli shit? Yes, absolutely. Do I find it incredibly fucking irritating? Absolutely. I mean, literally, the vast majority of Americans...
I think you guys heard enough. You want to hear the rest of it?
I would like that to be sent to me if possible.
Nah, we good.
Okay, so what do you guys think about that?
I gotta say, I feel changed now. My whole opinion of it has changed. Thank you, Lisa.
It's in the chat, whoever's trying to get it. Can you put it in the chat?
Yeah, that was some crazy. I thought it was very
John
interesting.
MacArthur said about slavery. I know who John MacArthur is, but I never knew about those comments. That's
Lots of white Christians think that about slavery.
As
I want motherfucking coworkers tell me to my face.
I knew he said that. And there is a difference between believing in Jesus and being a damn excuse me.
Yes, say it.
Between being a follower, being a follower. Plenty of people can believe in that he walked the earth. That's just a historical fact. So when people say they're Christians, it just means they believe he walked the earth. It doesn't mean they're a follower of him. These people are not followers of his teachings.
At all. We wouldn't have enslavement if they were really following Jesus. But that's a whole nother story.
So it's just, white supremacy wrapped in the cross. But
there it is.
Again,
I love that. White supremacy wrapped in the cross.
Yes, it is. There it is.
There it is.
The Ku Klux Klan was a Protestant.
They was a Christian group. That lighting the cross was lighting the way. That was a Christian thing.
Yeah.
Yes, they were. And they could not stand the Jews.
Yes, the KKK were big WASP boys. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Wow. They were the poster child. Yes, for WASP. Yes. So the Christianity stuff it's convenient, right? And then also it's also convenient so that the distinction between Muslims and Islam can be even more directly related to, like, this is God versus the devil.
Yes.
Right? This is the new crusades. This is Jesus versus Muhammad. So it's
It sounds like the Palestinian people that be on the streets every day rioting with Antifa.
But that has been, white Christianity has been a problem for a very long time. This could even be tied into like what's happening in Israel and why Christian Zionists are extremely dangerous and how white Christian evangelicals are tied into that. They were also tied into the adoption of Indigenous children and displacement of Indigenous children. I mean, there's like a whole thing that rabbit hole you can go down when it comes to white Christianity and what it has done to this nation and Black people of color. It's actually just
right, because they don't care about the people in Israel. They want that shit because of the rapture. They don't give a fuck about the people in Israel.
Yeah,
know that? How do you know? They told you?
Because that's a Christian doctrine.
Oh, they told you that?
What's wrong with the Christian doctrine? What's wrong with the Christian doctrine? Ain't nothing wrong with that.
You need to check your Palestinian people first.
1930, 40% of the KKK was white Protestant. 20% of the population was in the KKK, and they were white
And
Protestant.
they were Democrats, just like the Antifa.
They ain't Democrats no more.
They're not Democrats now.
Not since Reagan.
Wasn't Trump endorsed by David Duke? So I'm confused.
No, they call what you call it. They call Antifa now. They don't call it by.
No, David Duke is
Antifa ain't got shit to do with the Klan. They're not burning no fucking
David
crosses.
Duke is Antifa?
No, they're trying to burn federal buildings down in Portland.
So David Duke is Antifa now? So David Duke openly endorsed.
I suggest anyone watch the DSA Utah videos. These people are evil.
Answering her question.
My grand wizard, David Duke.
These DSA
Remember what I said about him not being able to answer questions.
Yeah, I'm talking about Grand Wizard David Duke.
Right.
He publicly endorsed.
And what we're not going to do is keep with the female talking, a woman talking on the stage. Can you please let her finish? And then you can come back and retort with an answer and not just more,
But I think the important point to take away is that because this has been so intricately linked with religion, that we do have to be careful in the ways we approach both talking to people who have been radicalized in this bullshit, but also making sure that we can't, not letting people rewrite history and idolize this person, because they're gonna try and make a statue for him or something.
They are.
That's already done. It's already done. I made him a martyr now. The killers did it.
Okay, Trump in the right.
Do you know how words work? Y'all is not the killers.
Trump and the right have been very
Y'all, I'm not talking about you guys. I mean, it's not
Okay, y'all, that's what y'all means. I'm sorry that you don't have a good command of the
He was
language.
built by
That's what y'all means.
Trump and the right have been very strategic in using Christianity and, galvanizing the Christian base in their favor. If you go to places like the Midwest, I'm assuming that most of us live in the cities, or we live on the east, on the coasts, right, where we're not going to see these commercials, we're not going to go to these types of churches, and they have been very strategic at having they've been very strategic about having a stronghold specifically in the Midwest. Wait for me.
You're the only one speaking.
Oh, I keep hearing someone. I'm sorry. They've been very strategic about who they are speaking to, going to churches in the Midwest. If you see the commercials in the Midwest, you would be alarmed by what you will see. It's a lot of propaganda, a lot of lies supporting the right, and demonizing the left. That is what they've been doing. They have been using evangelical.
Is this Turning Point? Sorry.
No, it's just Trump and his base. Trump and his base have been doing that. Yeah, that's what they've been doing. They have been using evangelical churches to, get voters, to radicalize people. If you go to these churches, if you see the commercials, it's like insane. It's like going to another world. And so I think a mistake that we oftentimes do because we live in cities or we live in coastal states is that we forget about what's happening in the Midwest, what they are seeing, the messaging that they're receiving, and it's very different from what we're seeing.
It's very
taking a moment to respond, Lisa.
Here's the thing, okay? So go ahead, Mark.
So the left has been losing Christians well before Trump came on the scene. You can go back to 2012, the Tea Party. So factually, you have to actually go further than that to actually look at how the left has been leading out Christians.
That was never my point. Yeah.
So you can say the propaganda is not from Trump. See,
that was never my point, Omari.
This is a one-on-one conversation, Deborah, between her and I, not you and I.
That was never my point. My point is that they're using evangelical churches.
But you keep saying Trump name. That's been going on longer, well before. So I need you, like culturally said, words matter. So you need to say.
And my words are very clear and specific.
Why are you gonna read me while I'm talking?
I was very specific.
Okay, so can we agree that the right has been doing this longer than Trump? Can I ask that question? Can I get her to agree on that?
Dude, she's not gonna agree with you. Dude,
Can you agree that the right has been using like the evangelical? They've been going to the right longer.
Your argument is essentially that Trump has continued right-wing tactics. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to get her to agree with me. Can you agree that that's been going on?
Why is that an agreement when you can't even answer my questions that I asked you earlier?
You didn't even ask me a question.
Yes, I did, and you asked you multiple questions.
Yeah, we got some coffee.
That's not a good question. But go ahead. Who
So then your question isn't good. It's just you just like.
I want to just again not further let history be rewritten on this particular stage. Amaria made the comment that David Duke supported Hillary Clinton. That was false. He did not endorse Hillary Clinton, nor did he endorse. Who else did he say he endorsed? All of those ones he claimed he endorsed, he didn't endorse.
Do you want to respond to that? Because I thought that was odd that you said that.
No, you guys are good. You guys are good.
You don't want to respond to nobody.
He wasn't a member of Antifa. He didn't support Antifa.
Accountability for lying.
You're saying these things.
Martin, did you make a mistake or did you lie? Which one was it? Hello?
Was it a lie or a mistake? Which one was it?
Did you make a mistake or a lie?
You're lying ass.
Oh, suddenly you don't want to come off the mic, huh?
This is why I treat your bitch ass the way I treat you. Because you're a liar, the truth ain't in you, home. You're a awful person. So this is why I talk to you shitty. I will always talk to you shitty because you're a fucked up ass bitch. You lie. Yeah, you can do the lie because you're a liar. You're a liar. You talk, it'll come off right. Everything, all the chat when the girl was talking. We couldn't shut you up, but now your bitch ass can't stay on mute. It's a shame that I'm the gay one and I'm the realest nigga in here. Usually,
you didn't even come off.
Yeah, I didn't want to come off. Did you lie? Did you lie or not? Did you lie or not?
Take accountability for lying.
Hold on.
I answered her question. She won't answer.
I'm checking this man. Did you lie or not?
Why did you lie yesterday? You yesterday.
Did you lie or not?
You sitting there over there like a little girl.
Did you lie or not? Yeah, that's why you stay on mute, you bitch.
You softy ice cream ass.
Yeah, I run you niggas. Queens run you niggas, bitch.
Queen, you are a queen.
You're right, and I run you. That's why I said it.
You are a queen. Niggas don't run anything.
Stupid. Are them fucking deformed ears? Are there an indication of something else going on?
Queens don't run anything. Wake up, nigga.
I already ran you. I just made you stay on you, bitch. And now I got you out your body.
Find Jesus.
Over there spreading, not having sex, living in a...
Find Jesus.
Fuck out of here. Tired of for you and your fucking woman ass.
Your baby's gonna be a Megan or it's gonna be a little Chihuahua.
Your baby is a Megan.
Your baby's gonna be a Chihuahua.
Your baby's a Tory. He lives with you.